For a long time, humanity has been endlessly curious about extraterrestrial life and mysterious phenomena in the skies. Among them, UFOs, unidentified flying objects, have remained a controversial topic, from thrilling encounters to enigmatic crash incidents. On numerous occasions, media reports and eyewitnesses have claimed to witness UFOs crashing to the ground under unusual circumstances. So, how many UFO crash incidents have actually been recorded? And why would objects seemingly from an advanced civilization be capable of crashing? These questions continue to intrigue researchers and open up a fascinating journey of discovery. If recovery programs for UFOs do exist, it implies that UFO crashes have indeed occurred. Yet, the specific number is difficult to determine. The existence of such programs suggests that crashes are not rare or isolated accidents, but part of a larger pattern. So, how many UFO crashes have there been, and why do they crash? Between 1974 and 1994, researcher Leonard Stringfield compiled numerous reports of alleged UFO crashes in his status reports on UFO crash retrievals. I haven't delved deeply into his work, so I can't say how many cases he recorded or how reliable those reports are. However, the book Magic Eyes, only by Ryan S. Wood, catalogs 104 alleged crash incidents and mentions over 111 in total. Additionally, there is a list of 272 alleged crashes compiled by SETI. Of course, many, if not most, of the incidents mentioned in these sources may involve misidentifications, exaggerations, or hoaxes. However, the number of reports shows just how many claims have been made over time. At the end of this article, I have compiled a short list of 20 UFO crash cases that I personally find to be the most credible. All these incidents occurred between 1897 and 2020. For comparison, the incidents in Magic Eyes only begin in 1897 and go up to 2008, with the exception of 2 cases. The number of crash incidents since 1933 needed to justify the creation of a crash retrieval program may well exceed the 20 cases I've listed, but considering that most of the documented cases occurred after 1897, it's worth questioning why so many UFO crashes seem to have taken place since the early 20th century, while there were virtually none reported before that. We don't know how UFOs operate, so we can't be certain about the exact causes of their crashes. However, we might assume that UFOs represent a form of technology more advanced than anything we've developed. Yet, even the most sophisticated technology can fail. We can also assume, based on various forms of evidence, that UFOs have existed far longer than just the past 150 years. Furthermore, it seems reasonable to believe that since the creation of retrieval programs, several UFOs have crashed at a similar rate. So why might UFOs crash? There are several possibilities. First, since there appear to be very few, if any, crashes before 1897, something may have changed in the 20th century that contributed to these incidents. What could that be? The most likely answer is our own technology. The 20th century saw extraordinary technological advancement. Before the Wright brothers' first successful flight in 1903, flying was thought impossible. Yet just 66 years later, we landed on the moon. This rapid technological progress seems to correlate with a growing number of UFO sightings. And if the number of UFOs increased, then the probability of a crash may have increased too. This same technological leap might also explain the emergence of weapons capable of downing UFOs. We've all heard rumors of UFOs crashing due to interference from our radar systems, or being shot down by lucky missile strikes. One such case allegedly occurred in June 1973, somewhere between Hawaii and the U.S. mainland, according to an artillery school instructor at the Great Lakes Naval Base referred to as RK, who shared details with Leonard Stringfield. According to RK, a Navy destroyer tracked a UFO on radar and managed to shoot it down by chance. The object was later recovered from the ocean by a Glomar explorer vessel. Or take March 1997, for example, when Sergeant Jonathan Wiegand and several colleagues were allegedly sent to the crash site of a UFO that appeared to have been hit by a missile. There are also reports of mysterious aircraft, one of which, according to leaked documents, was recovered after the 1942 Battle of Los Angeles and may have been downed by anti-aircraft fire during the event. Still, there's also the possibility that UFOs crashed or even landed intentionally to help accelerate the development of human technology. So, what do you think? Why do UFOs crash? And how many crashes do you believe have occurred? Here is a list of some of the most credible alleged UFO crash incidents. Aurora, Texas, USA, April 17, 1897. Magenta, Italy, 1933. Cape Girardeau, Missouri, USA, spring 1941. United Kingdom, during World War II. Scandinavia, 1946. Multiple alleged ghost rockets crashed. Uncertain if any were recovered. San Augustine Plains/Roswell, New Mexico, USA, July 1947. Aztec, New Mexico, USA, March 25, 1948. UAP Gerb made an excellent video on this event. Del Rio, Texas, USA, December 1950. West Virginia, USA, September 1952. Kingman, Arizona, USA, May 1953. Las Vegas, Nevada, USA, April 18, 1962. Kecksburg, Pennsylvania, USA, December 9, 1965. UAP Gerb also made a good video on this incident. Shag Harbor, Canada, October 1967. Nepal, 1968. Multiple objects were retrieved under Project Moon Dust. One described as a giant metallic disc. Mount Terror, Bolivia, May 1978. Dalnogorsk, Russia, USSR, 1986. An object crashed but no wreckage was recovered. South Haven Park, Long Island, New York, USA, November 24, 1992. Virginia, Brazil, January 1996. I'm not very familiar with this case, although the 2022 documentary Moment of Contact by James Fox covers it in detail and is available for free with ads on YouTube. Pentarch, Wales, UK, 2016. Mage, Brazil, 2020. Although most recorded UFO crash cases exist in a gray zone between fact and legend, the number of reports, eyewitnesses, and documentation accumulated over the decades indicates that these events are not entirely fabricated or isolated. If recovery programs for UFOs truly exist, then it's worth considering that these crashes have happened more than once. As for the causes, whether due to technical failure, human interference, or intentional acts, they likely remain beyond our current understanding. Whatever the ultimate answer may be, continuing to ask questions and pursue objective research will bring humanity closer to the truth. After all, it is our curiosity and desire to explore the unknown that have always been the greatest driving forces behind the evolution of our species.